Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Trump, the Department of Justice, and their response to Trump's request for a special master to review the documents. The judge said that the response had to be in by yesterday, and it was dropped shortly before midnight. So, DOJ's response, it basically said that Trump didn't have standing because the documents that he's talking about don't belong to him, they belong to the U.S. government. It detailed the attempts to get them back quietly and without, searching the place. It detailed the fact that it had been represented as though Trump team had engaged in a diligent search and had returned everything. And it contrasted that with the amount of documents that the feds found in just a couple hours. The short version in English of this document is "Kick Rocks, Kid." That's really what it says. It's basically sit down, be quiet, and we're doing our thing. One of the things that was released along with this was a photo. Now, in my mind, when I was picturing these documents, I just assumed that the outer cover wasn't there anymore, and I wrongly assumed that. These documents were still very clearly marked. There's no way to confuse what they are. If you've never seen one, it has like a bright border. I mean, there's no way to mistake this for anything else. According to the feds, some of the documents were found in Trump's office. With that in mind, I personally can no longer think of any scenario in which this wasn't intentional. I really can't. Even a cursory skim through boxes, you'd see them. I cannot envision a scenario now in which this was actually an accident or an oversight or just mishandling of the information. So I know that a lot of people had that reaction when they saw the photos. Most of them are suggesting, arrest him now. I understand that reaction. At the same time, I'm going to be more patient because of the photo. Given what we have now publicly seen, it seems as though they may have to investigate more. Because there isn't a ready explanation as to how this could have been an accident, they have to assume it was intentional. So they have to investigate and try to figure out what was happening. And that's going to take time. For all we know, we're going to discover that his little club down there was the largest dead drop in espionage history. The response from the Republican Party to this was surprising. In the photo where all of the documents are laid out all over the floor, like in a pentagram, like they were going to summon the ghost of Bill Donovan himself. There's a box that had some framed Time magazines in the photo, and that is what they chose to comment on. Either they don't understand the significance, or they are intentionally misleading people and acting as though something that is a very big deal is not. I don't know how the judge is going to rule on this. Again, I would point out, even if a special master was appointed, it doesn't actually help Trump in regards to the overall case. It just delays it. But given what we've seen and now the knowledge that the intelligence community is doing a damage assessment, it's probably going to be a bit anyway. And the reporting that suggested some of the documents had to do with human sources, some of the covers made it very clear that yes, that's what it was. So we're just going to have to wait now. I understand those people who saw that photo, saw those documents all over the ground, and immediately wanted to see cuffs. I understand it. At the same time, if you can come up with a scenario in which those documents got there by accident in the shape that they were in, I would love to hear it. I can't think of one, which means maybe they can't. And if they can't, they have to try to discern what was happening. And that may take a little bit of time. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.